Hola, en esta lección vamos a hablar acerca del sé impersonal. A while back, while I was visiting Mexico, a little boy was eating some chips. In the chips, there was this little piece of cardboard with grooves to build things with. And he saw that and told me, esto no se come, ¿verdad? Interesting. If you remember the videos on se permite and se prohíbe for talking about things that are allowed or unallowed, se permite means it's allowed, and se prohíbe means it's prohibited or it's not allowed. So maybe no se come here is like saying it isn't eaten. In fact, you could also say one doesn't eat this piece of cardboard. What do these mean exactly? I guess in English we might say instead, you don't eat this cardboard, or I shouldn't eat this cardboard. It gives the idea of, it's probably not a good idea to eat this. The se before come makes this a usage that we call the impersonal se, or passive se. We actually have seen this before without realizing it in the videos that I've mentioned with se permite and se prohíbe. But if we go even further back to one of the first videos in the entire series on the alphabet, we saw the phrases ¿Cómo se dice? And the answer, se dice. And really what we're asking is, how is it said? It's said. And we also saw ¿Cómo se escribe? And the answer, se escribe. How is it written? It's written. We call this the impersonal se or passive se because it's often used instead of naming a specific person doing the action. Let's look at some more examples. Se habla español. The literal translations here are Spanish is spoken, or one speaks Spanish if you realize that se is kind of an is something, or one does the action. What do you think that actually means? We speak Spanish, we speak American, or we need Spanish. It means in that place, wherever that is, we speak Spanish. So the people speak Spanish to those that need it as a service. How about here? Se vende pollo. The literal translations would be chicken is sold, or one sells chicken. ¿Qué quiere decir? What does it mean? Everyone sells chicken here, we sell chickens here, or I am selling one chicken. The best one would be we sell chickens here. Although chicken is used singularly here, it's the idea of in general chicken as a food. So the person, whoever that is, sells chicken. Uno más. Se venden tortas. The literal translations here, if you know that tortas are a type of sandwich in Mexico, sandwiches are sold, or one sells sandwiches. ¿Qué quiere decir? Maybe we sell sandwiches, everyone sells sandwiches, or we eat sandwiches. Here the people advertising are saying, we sell sandwiches. These all have a se before the verb. Let's look again. Se habla español, se vende pollo, y se venden tortas. Notice that we say se venden because there's more than one thing being sold. So that's basically the impersonal or passive se. The way we form it is we take se plus the he, she form of the verb or the they form of the verb. Okay, let's look at some other examples. Some people teach that the impersonal se is often used instead of the to form, which is what we call the impersonal se. We're not really saying you do it, but we're giving the idea of people do it, so we're kind of encouraging you to do it. For example, when a little boy told me esto no se come, he was saying, you don't eat this, like don't eat this, or I don't eat this. But it could be telling me as well, hey, don't eat that, in a very impersonal way. Also, we could see this in the phrase si se puede. And here, hacer is kind of implied, so you're saying, yes, it can be done. That is, yes, you can do it. But we're not saying it in the you form, the to form, or the usted form. The really common one you might hear from parents to their kids is, eso no se hace. Literally, that is not done. But it's telling the kids, don't do that, don't do that. No, not here, not here. And you might hear somebody say at some point, if you're dancing like me very badly, you might hear them say, así no se baila, which would be like saying, that's not how it is danced. That's not how one dances. But they're telling that's not how you should dance. And so we're giving this idea of you, but without really saying you. And we're not making it personal, but we're making it impersonal, thus impersonal say. And to summarize again, the uses of the impersonal say or passive say, we use it when one does something, as a person does something in general, you do something, we do something, and or something is done, or some things are done. Well, it's basically the impersonal say or the passive say in Spanish. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about this video, and please leave your own interesting sentences in Spanish using the impersonal say. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for updates on new Spanish video lessons. Also, you might check out some other videos in this series. To practice the impersonal say with signs from my visit in Mexico, click on this video. To see the video on how to use se permite and se prohíbe, click on this video. And to see how to use the impersonal say to shift the blame off of yourself or off of somebody else, click on this video. Gracias por mirar y nos vemos.